Hey guys, we're gonna make flowers, coffee filter flowers, bulk for large projects. We're gonna do different colors and we're gonna do different shapes. I'm gonna show you a few colors here, but you can use any colors you choose to match the scheme of your party or your decor of any kind for any event. And they cover about 4 square inches each, so we'll be doing different shapes with these different color combinations. Let's see how creative you can be with these quick, easy coffee filter flowers. You need twigs or skewers cut at about 3.5 inches each, some rubber gloves, sometimes I use them, sometimes I don't, a stiff toothbrush, some coffee filters, some scissors, some school glue, your choice of acrylic craft paints, and food color. I used neon and normal color food colors, also water. So these colors, or these flowers, are going to cover about 4 square inches each. I'm going to use them to make a flower wall. That video will be coming soon, but here we go. Take 4 coffee filters, and you want to separate them a little bit before you dip them because it's harder to get them apart if you wait until they're wet. So I'm going to take 4 coffee filters and I'm going to mix it with 1/8 of a cup of water and a little bit of a coral acrylic paint. And I'm going to stir that, and then I'm going to dip my flowers in. I'm going to use these small amounts to show you because I want to do a lot of different color combinations. But if you're doing them in large amounts, you're going to want to mix more. So you're going to use like about 1/8 of a cup of water to about a teaspoon of paint for approximately 3 flowers. So you're going to multiply that if you're going to use a large amount. So you're going to dip the coffee filters in. I'm doing 1 flower at a time, and then I'm going to wring it out. And that'll be the base color for our first set of flowers. Now that I have them colored the base color, I'm going to add a few drops of neon pink food coloring, and then I'm going to add a little bit of fuchsia paint, probably about 1/8 of a quarter of a teaspoon. Just want to make the color a little bit deeper. Same version, a little bit deeper color. Now I'm going to roll the coffee filter and I'm going to stick in one end of the coffee filter. I'm going to saturate that, and then I'm going to squeeze the color out slightly so that it can spread. But I don't want it to go all the way to the middle, so I'm just going to do the tip, and then I'll just distribute a little bit by squeezing it, and then I'll take out the excess. See the difference between the original base color flower and the one that I added? Now I'm going to add a little bit to the other one as well. I'm going to squeeze out the center of the coffee filter just a little bit more, but these 2 filter colors are going to go together in a sort of a deeper edges kind of flower. I don't know what any of the names of these are. I'm just making them up as I go. Something I wanted to see. And this is what they look like. Now I'm going to take another set that I just squeezed the whole color through, and I'm going to add a little bit of the neon pink food coloring in the center, sort of a tie-dyed effect. I think this is going to be kind of like similar to Birds of Paradise, but just an example of what you can do. Remember, you can use any colors you like. Just pick whatever goes with your color scheme or your theme and combine the colors in any way that you like. This is what it looks like when it's dry. Now I'm going to add a little special effect to that. I'm going to take a few drops of green and a few drops of yellow and combine them to get a color that I like for some speckling on the flowers. Mix those together, and then take your stiff toothbrush, wet it, and then you're going to flick the little specks of green onto the flower.
Come on.
And this is what they look like dry. You can use some of them speckled, some of them not speckled, on the solid colors or the tie-dyed colors. And then we're going to take one of the ones that we did the coral edges, and we're going to dip it in a light green, and that's just to give a special effect for the center. And this is what they look like dry. And now we're going to make some flowers. Now we're going to start with these speckled ones, and we're going to make a flower. These are just some examples of the different color combinations that I did. And hopefully you can get some ideas from this. You can do the two-tone colors. You can mix colors together to make one color. You can do the tie-dye design. You can do the speckles on solid colors or the different color centered ones. Just the possibilities are endless. All of these flowers that we're going to make are going to require 4 coffee filters. So we're going to take this and fold it in half, and then we're going to fold it in half again, and then we're going to fold it in half again. We're going to cut a small, tiny piece of the center cord. Just cut the very point off, just enough to make a hole. And then we're going to cut in kind of a curvy stair-step pattern on both sides. Now we're going to open it up, and we're going to cut a slit down one side from the center all the way to the edge of the flower. We're going to do this with each flower. Then we're going to add a bead of glue around the inner center or the inner circle of the flower, and we're going to wrap it around the twig about an inch from the tip of the twig, and then we're going to twist the base. Kind of when you're wrapping this, you're going to want to wrap it loosely so that you can open the flower up widely. And we're going to kind of fold it as we twist or wrap it. We're going to fold it, kind of scrunch it, accordion style, and we're going to do this with all 4 coffee filters. Now we're just going to kind of fluff the flower out. We're going to open the petals starting from the bottom and work our way into the center. And then we're going to spread it a little bit from the center out, just to make it open completely. And if you want to rearrange it or make the petals a little bit more scrunchy, you can squeeze the flower and then open it up, and it'll give it a little bit of texture. Let's make the next flower. We're going to fold it in half again. We're going to fold it in half again, and then we're going to fold it in half again. After we folded it in half, we're going to cut off the edges, rounding it to the center. Don't forget the tip. And then we're going to cut a slit in the center and make it into 2 sections, 2 petals, but they're still connected. You're just going to go about halfway down and then go to the edge, and then we're going to cut the center split. After we cut the center split, we're going to make sure that the flower has like a little V in the middle, and then we're going to cut the edges, kind of just cut a little pattern in it, just up and down, kind of a zigzaggy pattern with your scissors. And then we're going to open it up, and we're going to cut the slit down from the center out, and then we're going to wrap it as we did the previous flower. And everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. Gonna stop, no, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't never gonna stop, no, no. is an example of squeezing the petals to give them a little bit more texture. So we're going to squeeze it and then we're going to open it up from the outside, working our way in. And it's pretty much the same pattern for each flower, only some you'll scrunch, some you'll do a little something different too, and some you kind of will leave flat. Just check it out. See the difference between the two flowers? Now we're going to fold this set in half once, twice, and 3 times, just like we did with the previous flower. Cut off the tip, and then we're going to do a little bit something different for the ends. We're going to cut rounded off the top of the petal again, like into the center, like we did with the previous flower. But this time we're not going to make a V. We're just going to cut the slots in a little bit of zigzaggy pattern on the end. And then we're going to twist it into a coil and open it up. That'll give us a little bit more texture in a different way. Kind of rotate the petals, turn them a little bit, give it a little bit more design. But it's a similar flower, just not the same. You'd be surprised at what these little changes do to the end result.
Your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Now we're going to open it up and cut our slit down the one side from the center out, and we're going to wrap it just like we did on the previous flowers. Pretty much the same end product with the twisting and the cutting of the opening of the slit, just so that you can wrap it. You're always going to do that part, but each pattern is going to be slightly different. Don't forget, you're going to scrunch it and twist at the same time. You want to do it loosely so the flower opens up wide.
Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Just in case you want some greenery, I colored 2 coffee filters in a darker, kind of an olive foresty green, and then I'm going to fold them in half, and I'm going to cut a giant leaf pattern out of it. Once I've gotten that cut, I'm going to take 2 pieces of that, and I'm going to place one of the twigs in the center and glue them together to make a giant leaf. I've glued them together. I'm going to take the end that's attached to the twig and twist it a little bit, just to give it a little bit more security and make it look a little more natural looking. Then I'm going to fold it in half and clean up our shape so that it looks nice and neat and even on both sides. Sometimes it's easier to crease it when it starts to dry or when it's completely dry, but then we have our leaf. You can place these randomly throughout your project as picks, and they look really good. And you can make them any size you want or any color you want. And this is our finished products. You see how many different designs and varieties that you can make. You can vary the patterns that I cut into the flowers or the coffee filters in any way you want. And again, make sure that you love the colors. Choose any colors you want. And if you want more intensity, add a little food coloring to the color. Or if you want it to be a little bit more muted, just add the colors as they are to water. And I'm sure that you can come up with a million designs and be satisfied with your end project. So for whatever you want, a square foot is equal to 12 flowers. And I really appreciate the fact that you stopped by to see this project and look for our upcoming color flower wall that has been so highly requested. And I hope that you really enjoy this product. You can use this as a wedding scheme. You can use the colors of your wedding. You can use the colors of a prom. You can just use your home decor colors and make this as large or as small as you want. So stay tuned. If you want to know when we're doing our flower wall, just turn on your notifications, subscribe, share this video, and I really appreciate it. And thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Bye.